Hello, welcome to ARWP podcast, the all real wrestling podcast, with your two co hosts, Eric Novak,
And Jason Smith.
and tonight we are going to talk to you about pro wrestling and the universe behind it. You know, Jason, there's a lot of wrestlers out there that do care about the fans, and then there are wrestlers who just want to make a paycheck. Do you know any wrestler that just wants to make a paycheck?
Brock Lesnar.
Yep, that is true. But I did hear that Brock Lesnar did a lot of nice things outside of wrestling.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, he kind of have to. He's not a bad guy, but it seems like he's just in it for the paycheck, not the matches or to be like a fan favorite, in my opinion.
Um, I guess you could say that he's not a fan favorite, even though it is true that when he go takes out a venue, like WrestleMania or SummerSlam, tickets do get higher because of him. So it is unique to say that he might actually be a nice guy and that he actually plays a role of a guy who's in it for the paycheck, which you don't see that many times.
That's very true, and the venues like SummerSlam and WrestleMania do indeed go up because he's usually main eventing, but still, I feel like he's in it only for the money and with the involvement of how he can sell out tickets, I feel like that's just the extra bonus on his side of the story. But other than that, I don't think he's there for anything else.
I agree with your reasoning. If it's the fact that Brock Lesnar does wrestling for the money, yeah, that may be true. But I do think he has a simple thing with the fans. So, Brock Lesnar really is misunderstood in that way. He plays a good role, and because of that, he gets that, aftermath idea of him, like many people think, including you. Personally, I think he's actually an angel. I just think he's a guy who, wants to relax once in a while. But if a fan comes up to him, he definitely would sign a couple photos. For me personally, the person I think is a dick is Randy Orton. Um, he just does not want to be out there unless it's the WWE programming payment, and it's understandable. I'm a huge fan of Randy Orton's. I like watching him wrestle.
Randy Orton honestly has been doing this for a long time, so I'm not really surprised that he is acting that way to multiple people of his fan base, mostly because it's about time that he not retire, but it's about time that he just starts doing things in his own way. He's been there for over a decade now, almost two. You might as well just roll with it. I don't think he's there for just a check, or he wouldn't be in a great storyline that he is in now. But honestly, I feel like he knows what he's doing, and I think he's just trying to get through all of that. And some people don't even like the whole I gotta do autographs and fan signing things. It's good to see your fans and people that support you, but honestly, you never know what they're going through behind the scenes. They can go through jet lag, family member passings, multiple things, and multiple types of problems that nobody even mentions. And when you mix in all that with everyday schedule of signing autographs and going on airplanes and being away from your family for a long time, honestly, I could see why people don't want to do all that. And Randy is definitely one of those people that never took a day off, so he could be probably going through that type of withdrawal right now.
I agree, but also you play a specific role model type. As a wrestler, it's part of the job to actually care about the fans because without us, there's no him. It's marketing, it's everything about it, and like there have been many stories about Randy Orton. Some of them are really good, some of them are just really bad. and it's because those were the truth of Randy Orton. Randy Orton is, favored for the wrong reasons. He's favored for what he did back then. But all these kids now, they don't feel the same way. Like, you see marketing, you see this. People that vote for Randy Orton or like Randy Orton are the adults who stayed there till he was a young jackass. And I mean, his character really never changed. He was always all about himself, and that showed even after his presence of leaving WWE. It's different than the way people think about Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar has had many, many, many stories and moments where he actually donated, went to schools. Randy Orton only cares about one thing, it's his family, and that should be how it is for a human. But again, it's you have a specific thing as a role model. A wrestler has a job, and a part of that job is to care about the fans. You don't see John Cena, who is not even on TV anymore, shun a fan. Like, he's the correction of a babyface, but even heels like CM Punk would go do interviews and meet fans, talk to fans. And CM Punk is one of the misunderstood guys. I've heard a lot of stories about CM Punk, but I personally met CM Punk as well. And he was just a normal guy who, wants to do this when, you know, it's the right time. And I agree, if you're at the gym, don't take a photo with Randy Orton. If you're at a ball game, don't take a photo with CM Punk. Those are just, well, the ball game, if he's smiling enough, go for it. I mean, it's a ball game. You're meant there to have fun. I doubt there should be an issue. But it's the point where it's like, you need to know what the right time is, when not the right time is. But Randy Orton doesn't give you that. He doesn't say, oh, hey, I'm going to be doing meet and greets here and I'm going to do this and that. No. He's just there when WWE tells him to be. And it could be from old age, but he will understand that that's hurting him. There's a reason why he's not champion. There's a reason why he's not marketing the way the New Day is. Like, there's a reason why the New Day were so popular for a very long time, and it wasn't because, oh, they're a good and talented tag team, which they are, but that wasn't the reason. And everyone knows that. Do you have anything else to say during this conversation, or do you want me to go to the next one?
Carry on. You basically took the cake and you hit it on the money. We both have our different opinions on that subject, but it's good to know how you feel about those people, specific people.
All right, all right. Well, let's go to the next topic, and the next topic is one of my favorites, and it is Impact Wrestling. And I feel like that's one that needs to be talked about currently because of everything that's been going around with Impact, with their big lockdown pay per view coming up and their Rebellion pay per view coming up. Yeah, we got WrestleMania to talk about, and we have some New Japan stuff like what's happening, where are they, and we'll get to that. But we're gonna do baby steps. So let's talk about Impact Wrestling. Personally, right now, currently my favorite company right now, just because of the way they're booking people, the way they're doing things, and yeah. So let's hit it. Impact is really misunderstood. A lot of talent came from Impact originally, like Motor City Machine Guns versus No Limit, which was Tetsuya Naito and Yujiro Takahashi. Remember that one?
I do.
Yeah. See, people don't remember that was those guys now when they're top guys today. But yeah, Impact has always opened the doors for a lot of wrestlers, and it just doesn't get the credit that it deserves. But hopefully in time it will change, because people don't even know that Okada was there, Tanahashi was there, Shinsuke Nakamura was there, and that's where all these guys are now, including CM Punk. CM Punk was actually at Impact at one point or another. Almost everybody was at Impact at one point or another. So here's my question to you, Jason. Which one was the most triumphant person that you like to see that, had an impact story?
Are you talking about currently or back in the day?
Anything. It could be any person who just came on Impact and is huge today.
Mm, probably the wrestler of the decade, AJ Styles.
Yeah, yeah. AJ
He
Styles.
he definitely changed the game in TNA because he's what you call a homegrown wrestler. Of course, he started out in other indie events, high school gyms, all the other little small towns that nobody knew about while living in Gainesville, Georgia. But the thing going on with it was once he got to TNA and started racking up dubs, started winning championships, all with the first ever X Division champion, tag champion with Jerry Lynn, multiple world heavyweight champion, one of the longest reigns of the TNA Legends Championship. Not many people can say they held all those titles and was the first ever Triple Crown and Grand Slam winner. He's done it all in there, and what transitioned from Impact Wrestling TNA to New Japan Pro Wrestling to set him apart from the side to make him forge a permanent staple into the Bullet Club, into New Japan. That's making that so hot right now, all the way to WWE right now, where he's in storylines with John Cena, Roman Reigns, taking everybody to the top. Like you know that he's the only person that can actually do that. And honestly, AJ Styles definitely was what I like to call the crown jewel of TNA wrestling.
I agree. There's not much I could say, but I do agree with that. AJ Styles definitely has done a lot in his career, and he has made bigger moments in other companies than he did in WWE. It's his journey will always be the journey that no one else will have. The way it happened, he was always that top guy in any little independent show or any major company. New Japan, he was talked about. Impact, he was talked about. WWE, he was talked about. Ring of Honor, he was talked about. Even the small companies no one even heard of, he was talked about. There's always been AJ Styles in every company. He is definitely at an hour time the Hulk Hogan or Undertaker. That's who he is. That's who he will always be. He has done phenomenal, no pun intended, with the work that he was given, the roles that he had played, the people he had to work with, even when he didn't enjoy working with them. There's always drama, but he never kept that, affecting him. And personally, he actually made some of my WWE moments. My favorite is he made Roman Reigns relevant to me at one point when he and Roman had this whole rivalry going on. Him and Cena had an amazing thing, and I never thought I even wanted to see Cena versus AJ. There's so much, and now you have the Undertaker versus AJ at Mania. And personally speaking, two things can go from this: is either AJ actually puts down the Taker, and passes the torch, because I don't think any man will be better than AJ Styles to put down Undertaker, or Undertaker will chew him up and throw him like a dog toy, which you know they could do. AJ Styles is not the main guy right now, and that's what's big in WWE, that they're actually using other guys like to make a living, to make a name for. AJ Styles is doing the sideline. Randy Orton is doing the sideline. The major line is Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar. They got some really big stuff happening, and I'm excited to see what's going on with that. Not as excited as other companies, but they definitely are trying to open up their inner circle. No pun intended.
Well, I see what you did there. The whole thing with AJ Styles, I agree with you on. It can definitely impact him in two different ways. Honestly, if we go ahead and go with the whole Undertaker, it's another win at WrestleMania. It happens, you know what I'm saying? But if AJ Styles wins, that's officially gonna set him apart. You could clearly say he's done it all in his career. That's literally the state that you could just put on his resume. You just put it down, and he's done, basically. There's nothing else that I can see him doing in his wrestling career after that moment, if he accomplishes it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's all on the if, it's all on the who, and it's all on the where. We'll get to that. We will get closer to Mania, and we definitely will get closer to how we feel about what's going on with the certain times that we're in. But since we're sticking to the WWE for a second, and then we will go back to Impact. We're not floundering. Who do you think is one star that needs to break out? One star WWE is using that they need to just be like, all right, you're gonna get top title. You're gonna start doing more bigger things.
Aleister Black.
Alistair Black again. I think me and you've had this conversation alone, and we did this whole thing with Alistair Black, but we're not gonna get to it again. It wasn't important enough to waste a good 10 minutes on how I feel about Black and how you feel about Black. For me personally, I think Mustafa Ali is someone that needs this push because it's phenomenal talent, and if SmackDown's not working out for him, put him on NXT. Put him on 205. I don't care if there's nothing going between those two companies. Just, I want to watch this man wrestle. And SmackDown's obviously not interested in what he's got to offer.
Mustafa Ali, or as they call him, Ali. Then again, they gave him his name back. So you can see he's doing multiple hidden messages on SmackDown Live. If you look at computer monitors and such, you know he's going to come back. So I honestly can't say that he needs to break out because 2019 was already his breakout year, even though he did get injured in a whole bunch of parts. But he was the first person to get in on SmackDown Live from 205 Live. That has never been done before until that. Now you see on the draft that it's a main stand now. Now you see all the other people from 205 Live getting that call, getting ready for their time to shine. Ali, he's already broken through, in my opinion. The only thing left you got to do is put some gold around that man. But with Aleister Black, yes, he's had a whole bunch of great matches with people. Buddy Murphy, Cesaro, Tony Nese on Raw, and most recently AJ Styles. He hasn't broke through yet because they continue to feed him wrestlers. They haven't really put a title and Aleister Black in the same sentence yet. They keep putting it future before they put the championship name on there, and it continues to just go on and on and on. With Ali, I can definitely see him being a champion this year, easily Intercontinental Champion or a Tag Team Champion. Hell, he could even win the WWE Championship under a whole bunch of circumstances if he gets the correct hype and he's athletic. So I think he could do it. And Aleister Black, I can see him being the champion too, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon due to the way that they're treating him. So that's why I see Ali as a fellow Chicago man. I see him as already broken through, and he's already there on that glass ceiling. He's already there.
I mean, I 100% disagree with you. I think Aleister Black has been out there for a very long time, and just because there's no title doesn't mean he's not been there. He has done so much in this past year that he's done. Vince sees it, I see it. He will not get any opportunity until maybe after Mania. He is doing great where he is now, and that's literally being the guy they need to use. He is, one of those guys that like, oh yeah, I want a 5-star match. I want people to start cheering. Do I get Ricochet? No. Do I get Black? Yes. Because Black will give entertainment. He had the whole thing with Buddy Murphy, and that was all this year. Him and Murphy did all that, and that was amazing. Where Mustafa Ali literally hasn't been on TV for who knows how long. And you say he got a push and stuff like that. I don't think so. I think Mustafa Ali got the same push that Dolph Ziggler did during the whole Survivor Series, where he literally wasn't supposed to be the last one eliminated, but he eliminated Seth Rollins thanks to Sting. Literally, they pulled the same BS where Dolph didn't really beat the Survivor Series Authority team. Sting beat the Authority team. Let's give all the credit and all the hype to Sting. And the same thing goes to Mustafa. He didn't do a lot last year. He didn't do a lot, when he came to the major leagues, or whatever you want to call it. He didn't do much enough for me to go, oh, I remember when he did this. I could say for a fact that I remember when Black had a 5-star match for the past 3 weeks with Buddy Murphy, and I could remember the time Aleister Black had two pay-per-view matches against AJ Styles and I think it was Murphy at a pay per view. Yeah, I think they had and I think he won that one at the pay per view. But that's the point. Aleister Black has had so much hype that just because he doesn't have a title on him doesn't mean he's being overlooked. The opposite. He's being looked. He's being on TV. That's what that's coming to.
Interesting opinion, but I won't argue with a couple things you said. So go ahead and continue. I mean, all those facts are somewhat are proven with his performance over the past year, but with Ali, still can't say I saw that yet. I mean, he's just he doesn't need to be a breakthrough. That's just my opinion. And I mean, we're obviously on two different sides of the coin, but hey, it's fine by me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what this is, and I feel like maybe in the future you'll agree with me when you see that Black is being used a lot more than Ali. But let's go back to Impact and let's talk about what's going on with you know their listings, their bookings, who they got. They just got the debut of Chris Bay. It's happening this Tuesday. Tomorrow we're getting Chris Bay. Personally, if you don't know who Chris Bay is, check him out. Look at his matches. He is one of the hottest talents. Like, I can't even explain to you how good and how entertaining he is to watch. He puts Cedric Alexander into, who's that? You look at Cedric and you see all the amazing things he does, and Chris Bay just does it 10 times better. Will Osprey, hits this Oz cutter. Bay hits a whole other level. He is quick. He is fast. I mean, the whole point of pro wrestling for it to never die is you need to have the new entertainment. And personally speaking, Cedric, he's in a place where I wish Ali would be, and that's just being on TV whenever they need him. Like Cedric is doing great at main event, and personally speaking, I was never all for Cedric, and I am a fan to watch him wrestle. But Chris Bay, he is the guy that you need to look at because the hottest scene is the independent scene right now. And those are the people that are going to be remembered soon. So, Jason, do you know who Chris Bay is?
I do. I have seen a couple of his matches and independent scene and some on late Impact episodes before he decided to do this redo of his Impact goals.
Yep, Chris Bay is definitely one of the talents that, what he does, a lot of people can't do. And it is pretty big, and it's pretty ballsy to come out at every show and act like you are the hottest hound, because that's what he does. I've been looking at so many, wrestling promotions, and boom, Chris Bay is on the cover. Boom, Chris Bay is on the cover, and it's like this man is. How many titles does this man own? This man owns way too many titles because he just keeps winning titles, company to company. And personally, having him on Impact, that'd be great. I definitely want to see a rematch between him and Daga. That is definitely one match that I would want to see a rematch to. There's so much potential for Chris Bay at Impact that I honestly think that this is maybe the best booking they have done in a very long time because they are weak in their, cruiser level athletes. You got Ace Austin, you got Trey Miguel, and you got, the Rascals. The Rascals are doing their own thing. You got Daga, but he's, sometimes doing his own thing. You need more guys that like go high flying, flip action, and that's Chris Bay. That is who Chris Bay is, and soon enough you will all see what he could be made of. So with Impact, you know, trying to up in their ratings with booking the hottest talent, they also have an insane tag team division going on currently. You know about that, right, Jason?
Do they have a good tag team division?
You don't think so?
They got a good tag team division. It's just, only three real teams, and then the rest are just, shoved together. But hey, yeah, good tag teams.
How is the tag team supposed to work for you, Jason? I'm pretty sure anyone can be in a tag team as long as there's good chemistry.
Experience. That's what makes a good tag team.
I disagree with that. I disagree that it has to be experience. Only thing you need to have experience with is to trust the other person on the other side.
So
Cesaro
you're
and
saying you and me
Sheamus.
could be a tag team?
Sorry, I'll repeat that.
I said, are you saying you and me could be a tag team?
Me and you could be a tag team, yes?
Hmm.
We technically are, if you think about it. We are both co hosts for the ARWP, the All Real Wrestling podcast that we are doing together.
We are as real as a tag team as followed by 2JP.
Exactly. We are a real, cohesive tag team.
No talent, no chemistry, just two dudes doing nothing and piled up together.
Man, I don't think you should go to the Rebellion show in New York City. And personally, I don't think you should watch Impact anymore because they are actually the ones that are going for the gold against the North. Another amazing tag team in the Impact tag team division.
And how long have the North been teaming together? A long.
And how many matches have they had singles with? A lot.
They have, but guess what? They've been tag teaming for over 7 years, and followed by TJP been tagging for almost 7 months.
So that actually breaks your point because they have been wrestling for a few months and now they are literally winning every match that they have had, singles and tag. And I know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna say it for you. We haven't seen that much of them tagging, and that is true. We haven't, but I did go to Impact pre-taping. I'm not gonna spoil anything, and they have shown that they can work as a tag team very well. But we do have, I believe, one or two matches to see them as a real tag team to tag. And that was, I believe, last week's Impact. No, 2 weeks before, I believe, where they were on fire, in my opinion. Falaba had it all. Falaba was the guy protecting TJ. TJ was literally riding on his back. That's how good of a tag team. They were literally riding on each other's back. TJ took the roll up and he got the win because Falaba was the guy who was holding Ethan Page. There is chemistry. I understand that with you need loyalty and you need time and you need to get used to this. But that's not how wrestling works anymore. Wrestling is, hey, Cesaro, you have 8 matches with Sheamus. I'm going to put you in a tag team. And you're going to do amazing with that. Any tag team can be made. It's just, are they good together? And we have seen the Impact, Fowler and TJ are really good together. They bring the highs of each other. But let's not focus on one tag team, even though that is the one that you pointed out. Let's focus on all the other tag teams, where we got the Rascals, Triple A, the Deaners, OVE. We have and if I didn't mention it anymore, there's a whole bunch to mention. So let's just go with everyone from the tag team division.
Okay. Tag teams. At this point, like I said, you got your opinion on it. I have mine. Experience makes the dream. Experience makes me learn the moves, like the moves, and enjoy those guys. People like, let's see, let me give you an example. How about Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish? How long have those guys been tag teaming together?
Personally, I have not watched Ring of Honor since what?
Over 13 years
Okay, but
together
okay, but
in all different companies.
I
Defy, Ring of Honor, New Japan, NXT now. And you
I
know why they're so good? And it's not because they're undisputed. It's because they
it
know how to
is
work
no.
together.
I'm sorry, but it
Experience.
is because they're undisputed. It is because they are brand. Because here's the thing that I can tell you. Any tag team, any two guys that can roll with the flow can be a good tag team. I have seen this personally speaking. I have seen independent guys do their, listings, their bookings, and they leave. But they left with something. They left with talent. Because that's what they came walking in this company with. And you're talking about Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Well, honestly, I don't know if they're a good tag team because all I'm thinking of is that merch. And NXT's making that really good merch off Undisputed Era. So for me to go, is it really them that's winning or is it the Undisputed Era that's winning?
And go
Because
watch all the matches.
I have,
In every other company.
but I've seen them. No. I've seen. So here's the point. You're bringing up every other company, but then let's say where they are right now. Right now, they're at NXT, and if they weren't undisputed, they would not be where they are right now. Sadly, they wouldn't. Even though they are amazing. Even though Bobby Fish got injured a couple times, and Kyle O'Reilly had to. Kyle O'Reilly didn't even do one-on-one matches like that. Too. That's what I realized. Kyle O'Reilly didn't do one-on-one matches when Bobby Fish was injured because they had nothing to show. TJP and Falaba, the Deaners, AAA, OVE, all of them have done one-on-one matches. All of them have shown that they can go without the other because that's what it takes. It just takes that talent. It doesn't take the communication, which it does, but not if you're gone. There's always going to be tag teams that were built from nothing to become something. And you're bringing up, ROH teams like Colorado and Bobby Fish. That's great. They're amazing. But if you really think about it, they're not showing their full potential right now because the only thing that's showing their full potential is their brand. And that's what a lot of people understand about that. Like the whole Adam Cole baby. I'm pretty sure we saw that on AEW. And if you didn't see it, I'll give you a hint. Big Swole went to Britt Baker and said, "I'm married, baby," literally proving that her husband is definitely one to be known because of his brand. Don't get me wrong, Adam Cole's an amazing talent. He is one that people shall not forget, but his brand is what make him big outside of everything else. I really don't know how we got to NXT from talking about Impact, but let's bring this back because we're not the flounder type people. We want to get to one thing, get to another. So X division, I mean tag team division for Impact. That's what we're talking about, Jason. Remember? So give me your thoughts on what you think about you know the tag team division on Impact and what's next for them and what's going on and if you like it or not as in what their approach is.
The next thing for Impact Wrestling is simple. It's going to be the North dominating until either a made up tag team or a really, really good tag team that's teamed together for a long time beats them. And then after that, every heel tag team's finally going to get a chance to shine. Impact Wrestling's tag team division is great. It's really good. I'm entertained every time I watch a tag match with them. However, people that like teams like, oh man, I don't know, there's a lot of people. People that like teams that are made up like from TJP and Falaba and then Madison Rain with all these other people she's bringing for Jordan Grace on those random teams are the type of people that like those made up teams like, I don't know, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. They work great together. All of them do because they all bring their single style in there. But if you don't have any experience, I can't get behind you. It's just that obvious. Because if you put a whole team together and then they start stacking up wins, be like, oh wow, they're basically just crapping on these guys that have been working together for 10 plus years. Best tag team of the world, tag team of 2019 of the North. Just so they could lose to a team that's barely teamed together and had like, I don't know, 3, 4 tag matches together. I feel terrible. I feel ashamed because I put all of my hard work into that just for somebody to say, hey, if we put this overpowered dude and like this really fast technical dude and beat this unstoppable tag team who hasn't lost in like I don't know a long time with these tag titles, almost over a year. Oh yeah, you know they should be enough to beat them, right? Yeah, they're favorites too. Let's give it to them.
Cool. So, Jason, here's my thing right now, and here's what maybe you might need to understand, and that's good. We're always trying to teach the viewers, but we can also teach ourselves something in this, and it's the point that there has been made up tag teams recently, and that's how this works. That's how tag team division stays alive, Jason. So, for example, Cesaro and Sheamus, like I mentioned before, were not meant to be a tag team. They were a tag team, and they did phenomenal. Currently, your guys Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly just lost to another made-up tag team, Pete Dunne and, of course, Matt Riddle. So you're the only one that has a problem with these made-up tag teams, but every company is doing that because hey, that's what's in now. That's what wrestling is now. So you need to get with the program or you can get off the bus. But the whole point is we're trying to see the positive in things. And there's always so much more in the future that could be done with these tag teams. Like, I preferably love watching Pete Dunne, and I like Matt Riddle. So to see two guys that I like in a tag team, hell yeah. I like Falaba. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of TJP, and I want love to see them as a tag team. That's what it means to be a tag team. For you to enjoy something, personally, I don't like tag team matches. I don't. Raw, SmackDown, I honestly I can care less what's going on with the tag team division. I watch just to be known. But when it comes to Impact Tag Team Division, hell, I love these guys. These guys have something to show for themselves. And NXT is doing fine. I mean, now that, Undisputed Era are losing the gold, we're getting more and more of other tag teams. And yes, Ethan Page and Alexander have been very, very, very dominant. That still doesn't show that they're overpowered over their brand because they don't have a brand. They're just there because they are that good. But the main point of this is you have to really think about this, Jason, and you have to understand that tag teams have changed throughout the times. And you do have to get with that program because it will not go back to the way you want it to. It just won't. Now with these major companies making their own big boy moves.
40 years, Eric. 40 years. You know what that is?
Too
40
long.
years.
Way too long.
The combined amount of time that Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle have beaten the tag teams. In the Dusty Rose Classic, Mark Andrews, Flash Morgan Webster, 10 years. Imperium, Eichner, and Martel.
I'm sorry. Did you say Pete? Did you wait? Calm down.
12 years.
Okay, so you're not gonna let me
and
ask you a question.
Grizzled young veterans, 8 years together. These guys have worked their asses off to get where they are, to be the best tag teams. Just for another random tag team, just like the last year Dusty Classic. Ricochet and Aleister Black, and I'll give them credit. The chemistry between two of them are great because I know it's not their first time tagging together. I've seen their other matches.
You can't call one or two times. You cannot call one or two times them tag teaming. When you said Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, no, they were never a tag team. They had tag team matches, but they were never a tag team. You keep on misunderstanding, what a tag team is and what matches to tag with are.
I never called Pete Dunne and Matt
Yes, you
Riddle a
did.
tag
You
team.
did. It was the first thing that you said. 40 years. 40 years. Pete Dunne.
No, all the opponents. That's how long combined they worked.
Then why'd you start
and
with?
Matt Riddle.
Well, it's very.
Matt Riddle just and Pete Dunne just so they could get
Well,
together.
it's very hard.
beat them.
Okay, it's very hard when you start with 40 years, Eric. 40 years, Matt Riddle and Pete.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
you should pay attention. You can't say TJP and follow on every sentence to get your attention.
Jason, you think it's
Yes.
all one team, one company. I disagree with you completely. People obviously disagree with you. The bookings for NXT, people don't like a branded tag team. Okay, so here's what I could say. Here's only advice I can give you, and that don't live in the past. Be present in the future. Because you'll blink and it's all done. That's basically it. Your 40 years, 18 years, 10 years don't mean nothing when it comes to being in a big company. You're living in this false reality, and that's it. That's the only thing that this is. It's a false reality that you are trying to figure out between what tag team deserves the hype, what tag team deserves the attention. It's not about that. It's about us, the viewers, who laugh, cry, giggle, smile when it comes to see these tag teams. People like the Deaners are literally, and I'm not gonna say this word, but they are acting like a south side of Texas, and they are being not really laughed at, but they're being used on things like explosion
I'm
or
sure laughing at them.
why?
Why?
Yeah, why are you laughing at them?
Diener brothers. They're
Yeah.
good together. Good talented. And as a tag team, yeah, it can work. They're brothers. They're blood.
Okay. See,
They should be doing what other
do me a favor,
blood.
guys. Guys, do me a favor. This will be uploaded on YouTube. It probably is already. Please put in the comments board. What do you guys think a real tag team is? Is it possible for two guys who have never shared the ring to become something so special? And remember, people, one of the top tag teams in our last few decade was Cesaro and Sheamus with 5-star matches, and they were literally a tag team. And I believe other tag teams were born into that. You had Matt Sydal and Kofi Kingston, Air Boom, which was really loved. There's so much tag teams that you could think of. And Jason, I just want you to understand that you're living in one point, and I'm trying to give you another point. Forget about, TJP Fallbaugh. Forget about Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle. There's so many tag teams. I just watched FSW on Fight TV. They had FSW 6, I believe. What an amazing pay per view that was. And it started off with two guys I've never even heard of in a tag team match. These guys didn't look like brothers. These guys didn't seem like they were just part of the company, and they hit a 5-star classic. I also went to shows like House of Glory, and I saw tag teams that were never made to become something bigger. So here's what I can tell you, Jason. I think that you don't go out much. I think that you live in one bubble and you don't actually visit the other side of the independent league. What independent show have you been to, Jason, other than the big known brands? Can I ask?
I don't go to independent shows due to money issues. So,
That's the issue. You don't go to the independent views. You don't know what it means to become a tag team now.
Eric, you say that, but I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit. That's fair. You want me to see a different point of view, and there's nothing wrong with that. And honestly, that's fine. I'll have an opener mind, and I'll look at some more stuff with that because you're right. That is what is now. But then when you think about everything else, who's tag team of the decade this year? The Lucha Brothers. Blood.
I'm sorry. I'm
One of the
sorry.
most
I'm sorry. I'm
famous
sorry.
people.
That was a
No, 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 no,
perfectly
no, no. You
bad.
gave me. You gave. I gave you a chance to speak. It's my turn. So, who is the most famous tag team that anybody, when they think of wrestling right now? The Hardy Boys. Blood, experience, backyard wrestling, over 30 years of them teaming together. You could put a whole bunch of people, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, all those people have over decades of experience, and that's why they're remembered as Undertaker and Kane. Those two aren't even real brothers, but they have experience, and everybody loves them when they're together. You see that pop when they do it. Steiner Brothers, Booker T, and Harlem Heat. Easy, good tag teams, old school people.
It's
You
good
got
to just
hell,
name
but I will
tag
be honest
teams.
with you, there are a whole bunch of tag teams that were made up on the spot that are great. Rocky Romero and Trent, Alex Shelley and Kushida. Those guys are awesome, and I
So
agree.
where is this
But
conversation going to? Can
they're
you get
not
to the point?
better than these other tag teams. And honestly, they shouldn't be
The
around.
reason, but the
That's my
reason, but
opinion.
wait, I want to make sure I clarify this. And if you say yes, then we'll just leave to a different topic because it's up to the fans now. Is your interpretation of these guys wrestled longer? That's why they should have a better position?
Yes.
Okay, done. Fans, if you agree, let us know because this is definitely going to be something that we will get back to next week. And again, me and Jason are really good friends. This is literally not affecting any of us. We're actually going to laugh maybe when this is over just to see what happens next to the fan base. So we are thriving to see what you guys have to say next. Next thing on Impact, because I definitely feel like Impact we have to, unless you want to change the subject to something else, any other company. Do you
Oh
have?
no, keep going.
Okay,
Give me my insight. Let's wrap this up. We're almost near the hour, I
we
think.
we we are almost there, but we still got a good 10 minutes. So let's aim it for the balls.
All
Um,
right.
the X Division Championship. You got the amazing heel Ace Austin. Love Ace Austin. Not as a fan, but as a wrestler, yeah, he's really talented. Trey Miguel. That's what we've seen so far. What do you think is going on between the X Division Championship? What do you think will happen by Rebellion? What do you think will go on with that X Division title?
If you're being completely honest, the X Division Championship right now is the one title that I am the most concerned with because you're watching Impact Wrestling, you're enjoying yourself, right? And you see Willie Mack taking on Disco Inferno and Stinger. So, and you see Ace Austin come out. Now, you don't see that too often. You don't see a heel come out to help a face. Could it be he wants more fame and more tag team championships? Or could it be Ace Austin just wants to do what he does best and make sure he's better than everybody? That's what I like about Ace Austin, if we're being honest. I hope he holds on to the X Division Championship for a long time. Can I see him losing it? Yes. Specific people that are always on my mind are three. Jake Christ, get that two-time title reign.
He just held the
Dago,
title. Am I wrong?
yeah, you are correct. The last person before Ace
So
Austin.
you think he'll just take it right back that easy?
I feel like he is. I feel like OV needs to push it out this year. If it's not Jake Chris, then it has to be Madman Fulton to bring the big guys back in the X Division. Nothing wrong with that because you know the X Division has nothing to do with size. It matters about domination and holding down the fort because we've had multiple champions like that. So honestly, I feel like the X Division is doing perfect. Probably my favorite parts about Impact. They're doing everything correct.
Uh huh. It's funny because, you know, when it comes to me and you in this thing, I honestly am concerned for the X Division title because I don't think they have anybody. Trey was a perfectly good spot to take the title, and now he's been beat. I don't think they're gonna go for any other Rascals. If they do, I would like to see that. I think any member of the Rascals would have an amazing opportunity to win the X Division title. But you said Willie Mack, and I could get by Willie Mack taking that title from Ace. But again, it's like Ace just beat Trey 2 times. I don't think they're gonna go for a third, a fourth, a fifth. They might, and if they do, I'll be happy about that. But
As with Jordan Grace.
someone needs to take that title. Who do you think will be the one to take that title? If you had to guess one guy, we'll look back and laugh. But if you had to take a guess between one guy, who would it be?
If we're basing it off of reality, then first guy I would say is Willie Mack. He would be the first guy on the list.
All right, all right, all right. Awesome. So we have to just wait and see what happens. Personally, I think if they somehow give Trey another chance, I don't. I really feel like the boat has sunk with Trey. But if Trey still has another chance, I definitely do want to see Trey. But Willie Mack is definitely a good shot for that title. It's a lot. So we just have to wait and see because so far we have nothing for that opportunity. Jordan Grace is women's champion. Personally, I'm not there yet. I'm not like, oh yes, I want her to retain. I want her to win. I'm over here like, who's the next person? We got Madison Rain, but it's like, what's going on. We also got Kiera Hogan, and it's like, are we gonna get Taya Valkyrie part 2? Like, what's going on for Rebellion for her? You know what I mean?
I understand. I feel the same way. I mean, with Jordan Grace, definitely a different type of competitor. She's got a whole bunch of muscle and amazing strength, which is something you don't really see around. You mostly see athleticism, moonsault, suicide dives. She's a straight grappling wrestler, which I like about her. But I have to agree with you. I honestly am in that side of who's next, and I can't fully say that I'm behind her yet. I'm happy that she won the title. I'm very happy for it, but I think I need something else to truly get behind her.
All right, and we are down to 2 more spots, but I would like to go back to one thing, and that was the X Division title. I could see one guy other than Trey, and that is the debuter for tomorrow, Chris Bay. I think Chris Bay could just go in there, challenge Ace Austin, and win that title because he's just that good. So that's my pick, Chris Bay. And your pick is Willie Mack. We have to see what's going to come to that X Division. And our final prompt is we just saw an insane match between Elgin and Eddie ending on a 2-way. We are going between Tesla, Eddie, and Elgin at Rebellion. Who do you got and why?
My pick continues to stay the same, Michael Elgin. And the reason is simple. It's his time. This man's been on at least 3 main events of TNA pay-per-view, of Impact pay-per-views. Now, what has happened? He's either stole the show, he's won, or he left everybody questioning what's next for him. So, at Rebellion, busted out a triple threat match between all 3 of these great competitors. Will Tessa win? Who knows? Will Eddie Edwards win? Definitely not. Will Michael Elgin for 100% sure win? You bet your ass. Because he is unbreakable, and it's his time. It's time to wrap it up. It's time to put that Elgin bomb stamp on that world championship.
All right. Personally, for me, I think Tessa Blanchard is amazing. I think if she doesn't retain that title, I hope it's my guy, Eddie Edwards. He has been there for such a long time. He is a veteran of Impact, and it is his time. Not some guy who just debuted last year at Rebellion. No. Michael Elgin, you'll get yours. Don't worry. You've main evented pay-per-views before. Victory Road against TJP was an amazing match between you two. You have done a lot, but Eddie Edwards needs this for his career. He was a tag team for a very long time, and he has left that little area to go to singles, and he has stolen the show every time. So for me personally, it's going to go down to Eddie Edwards. We are short on time. We will get the last words right about now. Jason, do you have any last words to our fans for episode 1?
Like Eric stated earlier with our whole tag team thing, we do want to hear your opinion. Me and him are not going to be angry about it. This is the reason why we made it, to hear each other's opinions about it. So leave a little comment or something to see how you really feel about it. If you are into any 2 people can make a tag team, or if you're with me, that experience makes a good tag team. We will see, and we will be very happy to see what you guys think about that. And for our next episode, me and Eric will definitely consider some ideas, because Impact is probably our favorite together. But
Awesome.
we might add a little something new next time. It will surprise
We
you
will
guys.
we will go to other companies next time. I promise. We will not drag to Impact. We have a good minute left. I do want to point this out. You can give us your actual response, or you can go Team Jason or Team Eric. That would be a little bit more interesting because I don't want to. Me and Jason don't really want to know the reasons, but we do want to see what you guys think. And again, we will look at your reasons. So if you write down the reasons that you think, we will definitely read it and we will definitely consider it. It's helpful, but you don't have to do it. We don't want to give you guys any homework that you don't want to do. So if you would like to give us reasons, please. We will actually comment to you. We will say thank you to you. We will say thank you. We will tell you our thoughts on it too. We will always contribute to our fans. And we do want to know who's got more of the points. So for him, Team Jason. For me, Team Eric. Let's see where this goes. Thank you guys. This is the ARWP podcast, the All Real Wrestling Podcast. I'm Eric Novak.
I'm Jason.
And we will see you guys next time.